Hello, Internet. Welcome to Powered Up Podcast. I'm your host. My name is PowellGuyGaming. I'm joined by Big Imperial, Shumo, and Sleepless Elite.
What up?
Yo,
What's going on?
And today we're going to continue on our podcast talks, man. Episode 2, we're going to be talking about Black Ops 4, a little bit of esports, Battlefield 5 or Battlefield V. And then on the entertainment topics, we're going to be talking about YouTube music. And This Is America, the women's edit by Nicole Arbor. And of course, we're going to add some random shit at the end too. So stick in, enjoy. Make sure the like button, and we're going to get into it. So obviously, guys, you heard me talk about what we're going to be talking about today, the topics. And the first thing I kind of want to push into is obviously the Black Ops 4 stuff. So the Black Ops 4 reveal, it came out and it showed quite a lot, right? I think we can safely say it showed quite a lot. I saw it and I saw it showed the multiplayer. It had some banging soundtrack to it as well. I don't know what the song was, but it had some pretty awesome soundtrack to it. And it showed the Blackout gamer, I think that's what they're calling it. The Battle Royale thing.
Yep.
It also showed zombies too, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
It showed all that, and I kind of want to dig deep into that. So the first thing I want to touch upon is kind of the multiplayer side of things. So in the little multiplayer reveal trailer, whatever you want to call it, what it did was it basically showed a bunch of characters, or you could call them the specialists. I think that's what they're going to call them, right?
Yeah, specialists.
A bunch of specialists, and it showcased a lot of weapons, the gadgets, kind of the maps, the kill streaks. And what do you guys think, first and foremost, about just the looks of the game, the graphics? What do you guys think about the graphics of the game?
dope, man. Really enjoying the graphics. Like, especially with the Battle Royale, I think I just really enjoy it. Like, thumbs up for me, really. Well done.
Okay, and what do you think, Schumer?
Graphics, I didn't really take notice of, if I'm honest. What I did like, what they said about it though, was that it's there's going to be no jetpack jumping and stuff. It's going to be boots on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, although they did have some weird grapple hook thing that lets you like float across the floor. But they said that was just for one specialist.
Okay.
Sorry, Woodham.
They said that it's gonna be also adding on to that. They said that it's going to be set in between Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So within that time frame, that's where Black Ops 4 is going to be in. So
Nice one. I actually missed that, to be fair. I didn't actually pick that part out. So nice. That's a pretty good nugget right there. What do you think about it, Sleep? What do you think about the graphics, man?
Before I say my piece, who didn't put their phone on silent? I heard it. I already knew it was B.I.G. I sniped it. I silent liar. Anyway, going into the graphics, one aspect that I think is good, but I think is almost, I suppose, something that you'd expect to come as standard, is that they're saying how they were improving the ability, because this is still tying with the graphics. They're including the ability to basically see more of what's going on in the actual map around you. So what I mean by that is they touched on that they were going to have more. You see, this is going to sound really random, but you know, in Need for Speed, when you go behind somebody, you catch into the slipstream, and you can see the wind coming off of their car, and you have to stay in between that.
Yeah.
Basically, they're adding a trail onto bullets now. I'm in a bit of two minds about it, like, of how they're doing it, because it seems like you'll be able to pinpoint exactly where someone is rather than knowing their rough location. Like it makes sense and it doesn't make sense, but it all depends on how they do it. And there's obviously a lot more environment stuff. So if someone's shooting at someone and they're behind the wall, you're gonna see the buildings, not the building actually break off. There's no destructible environment from what they've shown, but it shows the effects of what happens when a bullet hits a wall. You get a little bit of I suppose you could call it shrapnel, and that's coming off, and that's pretty cool. Graphically, overall, it does look pretty good. It is something that I did take notice of, but I do believe that graphics obviously do not completely make a game, but so I'm not saying I wouldn't say that the graphics alone would make me buy this.
Well, this is the thing though. It's like obviously I think the graphics looked pretty cool. All right, and I know Black Ops is its own thing, and World War II is its own thing, even though it's still under Call of Duty. You know, the games I'm talking about here. But when I saw the even though Black Ops doesn't have a story mode, but I saw the story mode kind of reveal, kind of trailer thing for World War II, and I was like, oh, these Call of Duty graphics, they look pretty good, you know. And then obviously I saw the Black Ops 4 review, and I was like, oh, okay, these graphics also look pretty cool too. I mean, Call of Duty it doesn't really specialize in making amazing graphics. I know that, but there was a time where it felt that every Call of Duty just looked the same. You know, like all the characters just looked the same. And I feel like it's kind of like now they're kind of, I don't know, it's making things a little bit more brighter, a bit more full. I don't know, but I like the graphics. I like the graphics. So
I feel like that was also part of my own problem with getting when I fell out of love with the franchise, because I would buy. So it went from when I bought Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3. It didn't really look any different, and then going even further to the rest of the titles that came out after then, they just all started to look all the same. Like it almost felt like, what's the point in buying it? Like, obviously, graphics aren't everything, but you don't want to feel like you've paid AAA money for a game that looks exactly the same as something that came out however long ago.
Basically, you don't want them to do a Saints Row, right? I don't know if anyone's
Saints Row. That was nonsense. The fact that so I'm pretty sure Saints Row 4 was technically supposed to be DLC.
Yeah.
It was DLC called, I think it was Enter the Dominatrix or something like that, and then at the last minute they pulled it, and then they created Saints Row 4 out of it and released it like a year later or something.
Good job, Saints Row.
But but I won't lie, this one definitely caught my eye more than any previous one. Like before, I'd hear another Call of Duty was coming out, and I'd be like, but I was like, okay, let me actually see, because you know, we all heard the hype behind it. They're promising a lot and stuff. So I'm like, okay, let's just see what's going on. So for me, I'm more privy to the idea of actually getting it. Whether I actually we'll have to wait for the 12th of October to find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. So pushing on again with the reveal, I want to talk about the guns, right? So the trailer that I saw, I mean, obviously we all saw the same one, but the parts that I saw was like, they had a riot shield. There's a part where they had, you know, the shotgun. Which, may I just add, the guy's running with an AR, I believe. He pulls out his shotgun, and this dude has that shotgun cocked back and ready in like a second. I'm like, yo, this guy switches his gun and he's ready to just shoot straight away. Anyway, but yeah, the shotgun. I saw this like revolver pistol going on. I saw, you know, just some machine gun and stuff, but I didn't see any snipers. Did no one see a sniper in that reveal trailer?
I feel like I might have seen.
No.
I don't remember seeing a sniper.
Right?
Yeah. Sorry.
No. I say that because a lot of people, the transition from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, 3, Modern Warfare, just number 4, over to the Black Ops side. There was a lot of quick scoping, hard scoping, trick shotting, all that type of sniping action going off. And a lot of people were criticizing Call of Duty because they were like, when the Black Ops makes a game, they always seem to nullify the sniper some way. Either you scope in slower, you can't hold your breath for as long, they nerf this, they nerf that. And when I saw there was no sniper in the reveal trailer, at least I think so, I was kind of like, ooh, okay, Black Ops gonna throw some hate on on the snipers again. But what do you guys think about the weapons? Do you think the weapons look cool?
Because what they're doing now is that each attachment is what is good is that each attachment for a different gun will look different. So a red dot sight for an MP5 would look different from a red dot sight that's for like a G36C, for example.
Yeah.
I think that aspect is dope. But I just hope it isn't one of those things where the guns are like with them looking different, I'm hoping that it would still be like even.
Yeah.
If that would be so, like we could say that some iron sights on some guns are better than others, but that's just because it's a different gun altogether. What I'm saying is, I hope that the step up, as in choosing to use a sight or different, like it doesn't alter the gun too heavily. Because if it's going to be different from any other one, I hope it still functions the same.
Right,
if you know what I mean.
So to kind of clarify, do you mean like, with the silencer, when you put a silencer on a gun, it normally notifies the range. So the range of the gun goes down. Are you saying like, say I've got a I don't know, let's say an MP5 and an AK, right? You say you put a silencer on the MP5, that makes the range go down by 1. You put that silencer on the AK, it makes it go down by 7. Are you saying like the guns? You put
Like this, because this gets into a conversation of what it starts entering into what we don't know. That's the reason why I was saying hope, because there wasn't anything because we don't because think about it, like, so the things that they usually show are like damage, range, fire rate, and other stuff like that. And particular attachments will alter that a little bit. Right. And I'm hoping that it's basically like, so if an MP5 went down by 1 by having a silencer on, I would, because obviously an AK is a lot larger than an MP5. I'd expect the range to also go down and also the damage to go down in retrospect.
Right. Okay. So
no, but like not to make them even. Do you understand where I'm sort of trying to go with it? I feel like I'm muddling my words.
I kind of follow you. It's like, I think you're trying to say like, okay, so you got a bunch of submachine guns, right? You put a red dot sight on every single one, but one of them is so clearly better, gives you such a bigger field, like field of view.
Yeah.
There's no point using any of a submachine gun.
That's what I mean. Like, I hope that it's not one of those things where you'll want to use like particular attachments, but only for a certain gun, because like I said, they're all going to be different. Like, yes, they can be different, but I don't want there to be a very clear advantage of using one gun over another one because of that sight.
That's the issue I actually have on Rainbow Six with some of their sights, because they vary with the guns. Sometimes the sight doesn't make it better. Like sometimes it's more intrusive, like blocking your field of view and stuff.
Like,
sorry that took me forever to get out.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I got kind of a, because the thing is, I asked the question about if you guys are excited about the guns, and the reactions were like, I don't know. But to kind of better the question, did you see any reveals of weapons or gadgets in there where you were like, ooh, that looks pretty good? Because for me, I saw something I don't think I've ever seen in the Call of Duty. So the dude's running, right? He throws down like a trip wire kind of thing.
Oh, the laser thing.
Yeah, right.
It's like a laser. Yeah.
Kind of connects to the rest of them. He runs past it. Some guy tries to follow him, runs into it, and it blows him up. I don't think I've ever seen that in a Call of Duty.
We could essentially jot that up as a very futuristic bouncing bed.
You know what? Yeah, but the thing is, it was weird though. He kind of attached it to another set of them, and it kind of makes a triangle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it makes a chain.
Yeah, like just a chain. Yeah, it makes a chain.
There is one thing that I'm not excited.
Okay.
What's that?
The riot shield.
You don't like the riot shield?
I dislike riot shields altogether.
Hey, Shumo, you like riot shields in Call of Duty?
The only riot shield I remember is the one in Warfare 2.
Yeah.
That one was pretty annoying, but this one in particular, I did notice. It seems to go like down to the floor, so it's covering a lot more.
That's what they were saying in the reveal, because it
and even the pistol, there's a slot for the pistol in the shield, so you're fully covered. I can see that being quite annoying.
Like, it's not something that I'm not saying it's something that I wouldn't get around. It would just mean that if I noticed somebody was running around with a riot shield, I'd just probably have to have a satchel charge or so, because they'll obviously end up walking a certain way, and then once they're behind it, then click, boom. But it's riot shields in first-person shooters in general. It's not just about the Call of Duty. It's just in general I don't like.
Can you put it on your back? Did he put it on his back in
Probably.
I don't think so.
I feel like, I mean, when you think about it, where else is a riot shield going to go?
Well, it's future tech. Tech,
so it's probably going to go on his utility belt.
Oh, of course, yeah, okay. Right. Question for you, Big. And it's kind of going away from the weapons, kind of going into kind of the gadgets and stuff and the kill streaks. So the three things that kind of caught my eye. One was there's like this grenade. Guy throws a semtex, it sticks to the wall, it blows up as it's supposed to. Then you see the little cluster kind of fall down, it bounces off the wall and it blows up again, right? So I saw that. I saw dogs. Or I saw a dog.
Yeah, dogs.
Right.
Running through the battlefield.
Right, and also I saw fire. And what I mean by fire, I mean like I saw like someone calling like a kill streak or something, and it set people on fire, like a napalm or something. Are you excited for those types of stuff? Would you be the guy to kind of use those crazy kind of, oh, I'm gonna throw a grenade in there, I want the grenade to bounce off this wall and like blow up this, blow up that? Like, are you really excited about that type of stuff?
I'm not a big fan of kill streaks in general.
Yeah.
To be honest, like I personally don't play a lot of Call of Duty. Like I said on other podcasts, the only like COD I really like properly played was Black Ops 1.
Yeah.
Haven't really obviously I've got the latest, not World War 2. What was the remastered one? Yeah, the remastered one.
Modern Warfare.
Yeah, Modern Warfare. Yeah, I got that.
Best one.
But as far as the kill streaks, they look cool. Can't lie, they do look cool. Like I do see like myself like in hype situations, like I'll call in the kill streak and then just go crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'll just have to. I'll have to play it.
I got a variation. I got a variation on that question.
Oh,
hold on, Sleep. Give me a second. I got a variation on that question to give bigger, easier way of answering that question. So when you play Call of Duty, right? Are you the type of person that goes and runs in guns and tries to just kill everybody, like just clear a whole team out and like one big go? You run into their spawn and you just lay them down. Or you kind of like I'm gonna take it more slow, not a camper, but kind of
I'll run and gun. Like I have to.
That's the thing. Though,
I can't be waiting around.
That's the thing, though, right? So if you run and gun, you get them kill streaks. I saw in the trailer. I saw in the reveal. That it's kind of like a AC-130. I don't know if it's AC-130. It's like a chopper gunner, I think it is. It kind of goes from the camera of like the helicopter, and then you can control the gun and you're shooting, right? So I always see Call of Duty as one of those games that's very streaky. You run around a corner, you kill like 3 guys. I don't know, UAV, bam. You run around another corner, kill 4 guys. I don't know, high-risk strike or something. You know what I mean? Like, does that not excite you, man? Like, that excites me. I think the kill streaks excite me.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not really a big like Call of Duty fan in general, so I'll pick up the game just to it's probably like one of the other Call of Duty that I actually like, pick up just to see like what's about. But yeah, for me to like I said, I'm not really a big fan of it, so
fair enough.
It excites me, but I would have to play it to really get my like full opinion on it.
Fair enough. Sleep. You.
All right, I've got a question. I've got a question now. Because we're starting to get into the mechanics of the game, but before we start getting properly into the mechanics, do you think? Because I remember they've done this before. Do you think which do you guys prefer? Kill streaks, scores.
So
what?
You said
So in Call of Duties, they earlier they used to do the kill streaks. I mean, you had to get a number of kills.
Yeah.
But then they introduced something called score streak, which is when it depends on like your score and stuff and what you're getting. And I think it's between each life. Maybe I'm not too sure how they worked. I never played the ones that sort of were towards scores. But do you prefer the kill streaks or score streaks?
Hey, Shumo, you can answer this one first, man.
The score streaks, I think, were introduced to encourage more objective play instead of just going for kills.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one that was in, but I don't know. I don't remember like the kill streak stuff feeling fun after a certain amount of the games. Obviously, the normal kill streak, it does encourage like camping and just like sweaty tactics.
Yeah.
That everybody enjoys. I'd say probably the score streaks are better just for the fact that it encourages a different play style that seems a bit more like how the game is kind of supposed to be played.
Yeah.
So would you say you prefer the score?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I prefer them.
Okay.
See, I'm gonna flip on the other side and say I prefer kill streaks. Mainly because of the type of player that I am. I like to play team deathmatch. I think I don't really play search and destroy or domination or demolition or whatever the other gamers, headquarters or whatever. Right? I don't really play them. I just play to just kill the other team before they kill me. Right? That's kind of my basic thing. So I've never been a kill streaks guy. Like I played with people, from my school and stuff, and they will camp in the corner and give me a call out when someone runs around and I'm going for a nuke, I'm going for a nuke, right? I've never been the guy to be like, okay, this game I'm gonna try my hardest to get a nuke. I am a guy, however, though, that picks up kills, picks up streaks pretty fast, right? So you get like a 4-kill streak, a 5-kill streak, and like I find like I don't know something about it like when you have to kill, it kind of makes you like, oh, I've got to go out there and actually beat that person in that duel, or go in there destroy that enemy team in their spawn or something like that. Like adds a bit more excitement to it. With the score streaks, it's not like you can't do that or the effects aren't still the same. It's just I find like even if someone if I'm doing really well, I feel like I deserve to be like hammering on these people that aren't doing as well as me, and I feel like score streaks gives them a chance to kind of come back. And I don't know if I really like that in Call of Duty, so that's why I like kill streaks better.
No, you're right. If you're the type to play like just team deathmatch type of games, then yeah, kill streaks make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Like the score streaks to me only make sense just literally to encourage people to play the objective.
Yeah. It's true. What about you, Big? What do you think? Score streaks or kill streaks?
What Call of Duty had score streaks?
I
think Black Ops 2.
Yes, I think so.
Black Ops 2. I think. I feel like Infinite Warfare, but I'm not too sure. I might be wrong.
Yeah, probably Advanced Warfare as well.
Yeah, I think like some of the much more recent ones.
Yeah, I'll probably side with Jordan on Jordan's point. So, like, when I even play, the game I normally play is Battlefield. So, like, I pick up kills, like skill streaks, per se, very, very quickly. So obviously, a game that would reward me for my kill streak. That would reward me for my kill streaks. Yeah, I would enjoy that more. But sometimes I do like to play my team-based games. So
yeah,
I'll say I'm a fan of both. To be honest, It just depends on what.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sleep. What about you though?
Yeah. I'm 100% kill streaks, and it's pretty much for the same reasons as you, but kind of a little bit more meaner, I suppose. Because when I play, like I'm sort of in the middle of the two. I don't like literally just running to their spawn or whatever. Like I like to give them a chance.
Yo.
But it's the fact that I won't be far away. Like I will pick you off if I see you, and I like to be a bully when it comes to that. And if the game, so like what will usually happen? I'll go on a kill. I'll go on a streak. Call the UAV. Call the I'll even back and I'll get the
like an airstrike.
The airstrike. Yeah. I play Modern Warfare. I play with the remastered Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
And I'll call the airstrike in your spawn, because I know that's where you're going to be. And then I'll wait, and then I'll get the chopper. Wait till I die to call the chopper in, and as long as you get another kill, you start building your streak up again.
Yeah.
Like I prefer kill streaks because it gives you more of an opportunity to bully people.
Just to add, I always found sometimes with score streaks, I just get them out of sync. So what I mean by that, like, I need these kills. Okay, I need a 4-kill streak. Okay, let me get 4 kills. Sometimes I'll get 3 kills, but then I don't know, I might randomly get an assist or something, or pick up on an objective. And next minute, this UAV kind of like logo pops up on the screen. I'm like, oh crap! Kind of like it's just it gets me a bit out of sync. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's just kind of the things that happens to me when it comes to score streaks.
Yeah, no, I know.
But yeah, I'm gonna just move on. Still with backups, but like I want to move off the multiplayer reveal trailer and move on to they revealed zombies and they revealed blackout. So I want to talk about Blackout first. Because obviously we know it's Battle Royale, right? And just like in the previous podcast, if anybody didn't see the previous podcast, we did a pilot episode last Sunday. It was awesome. So check it out. Right, so we talked about Battle Royale and what we thought it was going to be like. From what we said last time, or your thoughts on it last time, do you think that what they showcased was exciting? I'm gonna let you go first, Sleep. Do you think that what they showcased for Blackout was exciting?
Okay, my initial thoughts were it was going to be pretty dry. I won't lie. I thought it was going to be kind of whack. And I voiced that last week. I don't know. I feel weird saying this, but I'm kind of happy that they kind of proved me wrong because I won't lie. I've been shitting on the franchise for a bit, because. Like we said, after a certain point, they all went downhill and they never picked back up.
Yeah.
I don't think the introduction of a battle royale was something that, like, I saw the multiplayer and I was like, oh, actually, this actually looks like it's not complete trash. But I do like the fact of there's vehicles, because that's my main problem with Fortnite some of the time. The fact of there's no vehicle. Yes, the map is smaller, so you can run to wherever you need to get to. But having a vehicle definitely is a good and a nice advantage to have.
Can I just like pause you right there, because I just want to kind of give the audience kind of a vision, right, of what we were kind of told in the reveal. So if anybody didn't see the reveal, essentially what we were shown is kind of like, or what we heard, because the guy kind of spoke about it and kind of shows a little bit of visual images. Basically, he's talking about a big map which will have some of the iconic maps from the previous Call of Duty games, or at least parts of them. On a large scale map. The guy didn't necessarily say how many people are going to be in the map, but he said it's going to be on the biggest Call of Duty map ever, which you can transverse the lands in both air, land, and sea. So vehicles, boats, I'm assuming, by sea, or it might be swimming, I guess, and helicopters, right? And he kind of showed us a bit of a picture of a helicopter, a wingsuit. He showed us a picture of like a guy on kind of like a quad bike and a guy on kind of like a truck, right? So back to your point, Sleep. Continue where you left off with the vehicles.
Okay. Yeah. So my main issue, like I said, with Fortnite is the fact of sometimes getting around is just long. I do like the thing of having vehicles, but these vehicles aren't like from like PUBG. The vehicles aren't crazy overpowered. You can shoot and disable one relatively easy if you're a good shot. And that all leads down to balancing of whether it's actually going to be good or overpowered, blah blah blah. But the fact of there's vehicles is nice. That's a good thing. Because they didn't showcase snipers, I'm assuming there probably will be snipers, but I feel like because in these battle royales, snipers always end up playing a very large role, because that's when it, not like when it counts or matters, but it always feels like when you play battle royale, because especially if you're doing, let's say, a solo and it's you versus 99 people, you don't usually know if somebody's real close by to you. You want to make your shots count, and and I feel like if the snipers are a thing in the game, it'll make having one a lot more valuable, but also it'll make you into a better sniper because you'll be picking and choosing your shots a lot better.
Yeah.
Also, how they're gonna do weapons and attachments intrigues me, because also what they mentioned in their multiplayer, backtracking very slightly, is the fact of there isn't an automatic health regen thing. You have to do it yourself. Yeah. So that was
via medic.
Huh?
Or via a medic.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where my question when it just regards that is it a infinite type of thing? Is there a cooldown for it? Other stuff like that. But in the battle royale sense, it's a case of, do you have to pick up these certain things? Like do you have to pick up the ability to do that, or is it something that come as you land? how attachments are going to be, because this feels like it's going to be the weapon system is going to be very close to PUBG, where it's you get a weapon and you get attachments along the way.
Yeah.
If they do that, I think it would be pretty good. Yeah, because obviously some weapons will. It's when there's obviously weapons that people don't want, but when you've just landed and there's people around you, you kind of have to get whatever you get.
Right.
But I do. It all matters about execution. At the end of the day, because if they can have all these fancy wancy systems, but if they're not actually any good, then the game mode.
Okay.
But for me, I would say I'm more excited than I anticipate.
Cool.
But it depends on the execution.
And Big, you want to go next? The question, sorry, was
I definitely do. Yeah, I'm very excited for the new Battle Royale game mode. I'm just waiting for them to actually like reveal how they're actually going to implement it, like how cleanly and smoothly it runs. Yeah, I'm definitely pleased. I thought they were gonna it'll be some like chop and change. Like, didn't really have high expectations for it after last week, but they changed my mind around there. So I'm interested. I'm definitely interested to see how it's gonna run.
And Shumo, you wanna go last?
Yeah, sure. I'm definitely excited to see more. They didn't give us a lot in terms of what it will be like. What I did like was they said they're going to incorporate a lot of their existing maps into it somehow.
Yeah.
Like parts of it, which I thought is quite a good way to kind of flesh out the map. They said it's 1,500 times the size of Nuketown. Which Nuketown isn't a large map, but 1,500 times anything is.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, wasn't it 50?
No, 15.
No, 15. 15.
Yes, sir.
No, I thought it was 50 times.
No, it's 15.
No, 15.
You said 1,500.
Yeah.
I thought it was 50 times the size. Mad.
No, 1,500.
Yeah.
I had two different things during the interview, because there was the actual reveal and then the interview afterwards. But carry on.
No, yeah, it's definitely 1,500. What was I going to say? I'd be interested to see just how they kind of roll it out. Obviously, they're a massive developer. They've got the resources to make it really good. It's just whether or not they do.
I mean, I'll kind of just fill in my part. Like, me personally, I'm not that excited. I don't want to be like a haterade, but it's just like I mentioned in the last podcast, I've dabbled with a few of these battle royale games, right? To me, it's like there's not very much you can do with it, really, that will make the game mode for me exciting. That much more exciting. Like, yeah, there's the different stuff you add to it, like Fortnite, the cartoon kind of style, the building. PUBG, you got the vehicles, the drop zones. Like, that type of stuff makes the game different. And Call of Duty, they were talking about making the battle royale mode different. They definitely mentioned that plenty of times. But it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna really enjoy.
Wow. Who was that?
I caught me off guard, man.
I accidentally managed to take it off silent. I don't know how. I apologize.
No worries, no worries, man. It's all right. Yeah. So I don't know if it's gonna make Battle Royale, the game mode of the 100 people or whatever people it is, that much more exciting for me. The one thing I can say that made it look cool was they showed like little visual kind of graphic kind of things, and then they showed like the gadgets. Like, I didn't think I would ever be able to be using like the little remote control car. and stuff like that. I didn't think they were going to be doing like remote control cars on like wingsuits and stuff. I'm like, oh damn, that's pretty different. That's pretty cool. So that type of stuff, I'm looking forward to how Call of Duty can do it. But whether I'm excited to actually buy it and purchase it and be like, yes, we'll get another Battle Royale game mode to play, that to me is not really that exciting. So, yeah, that's pretty much that. So I want to talk. The last topic is zombies. I don't know how much you guys really played zombies. I dabble in zombies on every Call of Duty I play, but I don't follow the story or I don't follow the characters. And one of the major selling things was like, oh, the original Call of Duty zombie cast is back, and I was like, yay!
I agree. I agree with you on that.
I don't really know their lore. I just know that, they got trapped somewhere and they have to kill nasty zombies. So I don't know how that's gonna really affect anything. But I can say I played Black Ops 3's zombies, the first one, Shadows of Evil, and that was pretty fun once you start having to do the puzzles and kind of like look out for this and look out for that, and on this way you've got to do it in a certain way. And I have noticed that the zombies have got more interesting, I guess you want to say, especially from the first one. So I'm excited to see what new stuff they can throw into there in a new Call of Duty to say, oh, this is kind of how we're gonna do zombies, but with the original cast. I guess that's pretty cool. What do you guys think about zombies? I'm gonna let you go first, Shumo. Do you play zombies a lot? Are you excited for the new one? Is the original cast really that exciting for you?
Before I get into that, the last thing I wanted to say about the Battle Royale was, one thing I did notice was the absence of the player count. So that might be a bit that might be a bit of a surprise to people if it might be less or more than people are expecting. But yeah, back to zombies. Yeah, I like the zombie games. I always think Treyarch does them best. The only one I didn't play, I bought the season pass for, was Black Ops 2, because I really wasn't liking that game that much, and neither were like my friends that were playing it at the time. But no, yeah, the original characters, yeah, they're cool. I've kind of followed like their story through playing the games and stuff, and all the season passes and stuff like that. So it's nice to see them back, I guess. But it's a bit strange because they kind of concluded it quite well in Black Ops 3, because it kind of went full circle. So I don't know what they would do. But yeah, I mean, it's a cool little nod. But yeah, I like zombies. I'll probably pick it up just for that. Literally with Call of Duty, that's what it turned into. Like the multiplayer for me, I don't really care much about anymore. It's usually the zombies that I want to play.
Oh, okay. Nice. I'm gonna have to play zombies with you then. because I don't know. I need you to teach me the ways, man.
Sure.
No, I'm not a fan of it.
But I was gonna say, I'm coming to you next, Big. I'm coming to you next. You said you're not a fan, right? But do you think the original cast coming back? You think that's cool? No.
For the nostalgia, yeah. Like for the people who really love like Black Ops zombies, then yeah, I get it. Like bring on the original cast, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of zombies in general. So
I want to know.
I see.
I want to know why.
Because I just die so much, and I just can't be bothered. I know my limitations as a man, and zombies is not the game. I just can't.
Fair enough. Sleep. What about you? Damn, one word? Not even a word. Like
just a sound.
Yeah, just one sound.
I played what's the first zombies on?
War.
I played that one, and then I played Black Ops 1 Zombies. Stopped.
Wait, did you play Have you played Black Ops 3 Zombies?
I mean, I played Black Ops 3 for like an hour.
Oh, seriously? You know, the only reason why I bring up Black Ops 3 Zombies so much is because...
Hello?
Oh.
Sorry, for me, you disappeared.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. Okay, can everyone hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The only reason why I bring up Black Ops 3 Zombies so much is because it's like... That's the one I still see live to this day. Like, I still see people running Black Ops 3 Zombies now. I'm like, that game is like been out for God knows how long now. Why are people still playing it? So that's the one I just look at and I'm like,
I mean, I think that was there zombies on Advanced Warfare.
Yes, we played that.
Yeah, I played. That's the most recent one I played, but I finished. I started because that's the only reason because that was the game that I bought because I remember playing it with Shumo and a couple of and like there was 2 other people, and I think they mentioned that they needed they wanted the 4th person, so I got it, and finished it because I was I regret buying it.
Hey, maybe Black Ops 4 Zombies can change your mind.
I mean, I don't see how though, because I feel as though if it was coming to this type of thing now, the only 2 types of people that zombies would attract are people who are just getting sort of into Call of Duty now and they've never played the zombies before, or people who have played the previous ones and like I don't either of the 2 categories.
Right. Okay. All right. So
personally.
So to wrap up the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 reveal on that, the reveal came out. What day did it come out? 4 days ago, on the 16th, I believe.
16th.
I think it was Wednesday.
Out of 10, just the reveal. Out of 10, how would you think it was orchestrated? I say a 7.
How it was orchestrated.
The whole reveal of the whole thing, like the most.
So we're not going off of
all the information that was given to us just by them, just by that.
Okay, so we're not going off of opinions of the game.
Not the opinions, not necessarily just the opinion. Yeah, you can add the opinions of the game in there too.
Because if that's the case, then it skews my score a lot.
Okay, right.
Okay, go on.
I'll go first. I give it a 7, mainly because I think like from what I saw of it, I didn't get to watch all of them from start to finish. I just kind of picked up drips and drabs. For what I saw of it, it was like they kind of not necessarily. This kind of answered a lot of questions that I had. I was kind of like, okay, well, is it going to be all over are we going to be jumping all over the walls? They're like, oh yeah, boots on the ground. Okay, what type of weapons and stuff are we going to have to experiment with and play with? What new stuff are you adding in there? And it kind of showed me all that kind of stuff. The only reason why I don't rate it any higher is because I'm not the biggest Call of Duty fan. There's a lot of things, a lot of lore, a lot of like stuff in there that I just don't really feel a lot with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what would you guys say? The whole thing. So the gameplay impressions, what they showed us, what they talked about, and what's to come. Yeah, kind of like. What do you think?
No, I'm shooting
7.5.
7.5.
I give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Fair enough. Shoots.
I suppose like the way they presented it was quite good. It felt like an E3 like show kind of thing. Yeah, I have to give them props for that. In terms of the content, it's okay. I feel like it was a bit light. The zombies was fleshed out enough. Like the multiplayer, they did the deep dive of the multiplayer, but again, the multiplayer is not really what I go for. Yeah, I'd probably give it a 7 as well, if I'm honest.
Sleep.
Based on the presentation of how well it's done, and this is going into just actual things. Who is banging on their keyboard? All I'm hearing is just Donkey Kong just throwing barrels at Mario. Based on just actual presentation of how well it was presented, I'd give it like a solid 8-9 because, like Shima said, it felt E3 styly. But when it comes to looking at the content of what's there, things they left out, and the fact of how many questions I kind of had at the end of it, I'd be like 6. I had a lot of questions.
So 8? You said an 8 and a 6, right?
Yeah. So just the presentation of how it all came across and structure and stuff like that, 8. But in terms of like how many questions I had after digesting the content, I'd give it.
That sounds like a 7 to me, man. All right, anyway.
It does sound like a 7.
No,
I was gonna say there's one thing that we didn't mention about the Black Ops 4 reveal, but it ties into what you're about to say next.
Oh, okay, right, sweet. Okay, I'll continue. So,
so one thing that we all saw in the reveal, if you did watch it, and this leads into our next topic, which is esports, and they obviously mentioned Black Ops League play, which is basically online, you team up with your friends and actually compete in a league, which this leads us into the esports thing. And Jordan's gonna dive into the esports thing. Go ahead, Peach.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna not talk about this too long because there's so much you can dive into. I kind of want to just touch the surface of things. And thank you for reminding me about the E-League thing because I completely forgot about it.
Cool, man.
And essentially, esports. Anybody who doesn't know, it's essentially electronic sports. So it's video games in a competitive scene where there's prize pools, so you can earn money from it. The best of the best, the worst of the worst, they clash and they go. And obviously, it's like a competition thing, like a tournament thing, right? It happens globally around the world, and it's only growing, right? So I kind of want to just touch upon a few things about it, and I want to say the first and foremost, there doesn't seem to be any like restrictions on esports. You seem to have a team, you have to be good at the game that you're competing in, right? There's not no, and obviously I think there's age limits as well. I think 16 years old I think you have to be now to compete in esports. So that's pretty much it. But so for questions, really, do you guys think that the idea of, I mean, it's already out now, but do you think the idea of competitive gaming is good? And do you think that every game needs a competitive scene? Well, every multiplayer game, sorry, needs a competitive scene. I'm going to go to you first, Shumo. I'm going to let you go first, man.
Right. So sorry, let me go there again. Do I think every?
Yeah. Do you think every multiplayer game could benefit from esports?
Potentially. Like there's always been like competitive gaming, like way back since like Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Boards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like even like now they have leagues for that where you can win stuff like that.
Yeah,
fighting games, you've got Evo, like you'll play a bunch of fighting games and tournaments, stuff like that. There's a prize. Call of Duty as well, just like we spoke about. There's quite a lot of money in that. I suppose it gets like the hardest of the hardcore able to engage with it at a higher level, I guess, because they get to clash other people that are on their level, like sort of.
Yeah.
I don't believe everything needs it.
Yeah.
But I suppose if the fan base is there, then why not? Like Rocket League had like a very organic rise to its own league because the fan base was so strong and people just got super skilled at it, and it definitely did propel like their sales and like their visibility and stuff like that. So yeah, it does benefit people. I just personally don't believe everyone needs it, but it's definitely on the rise. Like you'll get gaming stuff, you'll get gaming leagues even on ESPN now.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that. That's actually, I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, I always said that, like, because I used to follow League of Legends esports. I used to follow StarCraft 2 esports, and I used to follow Counter-Strike esports, and obviously I follow Street Fighter esports. And I always was like, when's the day coming where the average idea of a gamer or some nerd who lives in his mom's basement, blah blah blah, when is that gonna be showcased to the to the big screen, right? You know what I mean? Like who's gonna be a genius or smart enough to figure out a way to take all these trolls and bring them on the big TV, right? And it was crazy to me when I heard that. I think it was Street Fighter Evo. It was gonna be on ESPN2. I was like, yo, really? Like that's insane. That's insane to me. So to kind of throw a question towards you, Big. It's still on the esports things. I'm not gonna ask you the same question that I asked Shumo, but could you consider yourself, Big, competing in esports? Could you find a game that you enjoy so much, and you could go, you know what? I think I'm good enough at this game where I'm gonna take the time out to become a pro at it and compete for money. Would you find yourself doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Because like the thing is with it, it's like, I don't know about you guys, but like when I'm gonna just bit of story time. When I was younger, like I used to play Street Fighter quite a lot, right? I still play it quite a lot now, but I used to play it quite a lot, right? I used to struggle to beat my sisters and my brothers. finally beat them, and I thought I was the king. I thought I was the best of the best, right? I beat everybody in the neighborhood. So, but then I went online, and like that's when you fight at the top of the top.
It's when you fight Koreans.
You know what I mean? Like you fight everybody, right? And you realize you really ain't shit. So like, the thing is, with esports, a lot of stuff goes into it, right? So it's not just like you got competitive gaming, yeah, but you got hours and hours of learning and studying and repetitive play to like, become the greatest or become a great. Do you think that's something you could definitely do, bit?
Yeah. As long as I put my mind to it, I can do anything, man.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, man.
On what game?
The game. Okay, FIFA definitely.
Okay.
FIFA definitely. For Honor, I can do it on For Honor.
I haven't seen you play For Honor in a while.
Huh?
I was saying I haven't seen you play For Honor in a while, so I don't actually know. But haven't you and Malachi played FIFA?
Yeah.
Didn't he rap you once?
One time.
Hey,
We haven't played
you
since
win
then.
some, you win some, you lose some.
Hey, you ain't played since then.
Wait, let me ask you this.
When I last remember, I'm dead at FIFA, and the last time we played, I won.
Yeah,
Granted, that may have been years ago, and I'm holding on to that victory for way too long. But I'm gonna hold on to it forever. Like,
Oh, wait, hold on.
How old,
Bro, let me
how old were we though?
oh, we were so
Like-
young. We were like 17. We're 24 now.
Let me ask you
Hey,
this. Though.
This is not even my final form. Yeah,
Has Kieran beat you at FIFA?
yeah, but Kieran gets.
Oh man.
Okay, I can't. Let me tell you this. I've hold L's, isn't it?
Hey,
It's cool.
oh.
Everybody loses. Yeah, everybody loses. But I'm telling you, it's not about the dog. It's not about the fight in the dog. It's about the size of the fight in the dog. It's a, well,
I'm gonna say it's not about the size of the dog. It's about you're gonna say it's about the size of the fight in the dog.
but
We know what you
going on to what, onto what I was saying.
It's about the heart.
This is about my
you've got
Wakanda
spirit.
strength. I got spirit. Yeah, no, I definitely believe like if I was to actually take time and be like, okay, cool, focus on one game. Yeah, I definitely believe I can become competitive. Battlefield as well. Was another game that I feel like because I played a lot of Battlefield 1. Got to a point that once you play a game, so much you tend to notice like little things that would help you out. They might not be like big. For example, not knowing when to turn corners and to look where enemies might be coming, or when under a suppression, like, is it best for you to stand still and to carry on shooting, or for you to get down and to get cover? Like, it's just knowing the surrounded. So, yeah, if I'm able to take my time and actually focus on the game, yeah, definitely become a competitive player.
And obviously, I'm gonna slide this over to you, Sleep, and it's gonna be kind of like again another alternate version of the question. Obviously, with esports, right? You play in the game. Playing the game at home is one thing, but the pressures of it. So, I don't know if you guys probably competed in a tournament of some sort before. When I used to play Halo, I used to play game battles, and that's okay. You in your house, you just over Xbox or whatever, speaking to your team and your party. But Sleep, obviously, esports now it's so big. You're going on the big stage.
Mm-hmm.
You've got sponsorships. You got Red Bull, you got Monster, you got all these sponsorships.
You got these big name brands sponsoring these events, and it's performing in front of them.
Yeah, and it's that pressure. If you lose, that's them looking at you as a failure, right? Because you're supposed to be the greatest and the best in order to showcase that. Oh, he plays. He's part of Monster, whatever. Do you think you can handle the pressure of being part of esports, being the pro player, the top of the top, the elite?
Well, this is actually kind of a funny story. Well, it's not even a funny story, but it's a story. I've actually kind of already done some, not actual pro stuff, but like I've done stuff.
Have you done MLG? Have you ever been?
No, not Major League, but like all like in-house stuff. So before this was, but I think this was, but this was before I met you guys, Peach. So what happened was I helped out at a couple of conventions, one of them being the Gadget, and I did it 2 years in a row.
Okay.
And each of those times, there were events there, and this is when I was really into simulator racing games. And there are prizes. I still have like some of the merch that I actually won because I posted the fastest time of the day on 2 different events. One of them was just with a controller.
Yeah.
And another one was in an actual simulator seat, and there was people around me the whole time. Like, and from somebody going from I play these things in my room to there's like 100 people watching me on each of these things. That's like, I'm pretty sure the feeling is very similar because your heart is in your neck, and I'm not sure if you heard the term, but basically, but this a simple term that I know you've heard of is tunnel vision. But I call it. I have a thing called game. Like it's game time, and that's when I don't know what's going on around me.
Yeah.
Because I'm super focused.
Yeah.
And that's what happened at these events because I was like, I'm not going out like no punk. No, for real. That was the mindset.
No fool.
So for real. So it was at the time it was Need for Speed Rivals. That was the one on the controller, and you got one lap. You got one run to memorize the course, and then the other one's your actual time.
Yeah. And
I remember getting the fastest time by like 4 seconds. Like no one was beaten. And then another one was Colin McRae's Dirt 4, I believe, and that was in an actual simulated seat. That one was the weirdest one because that one was a lot more. There was a lot more happening, like with my body, because I'm turning the wheel and I'm turning as well. It was mad. But like I can say for certain that you definitely feel the pressure, 100%. Like you think, oh, when you're in your room, it's one thing. You do play differently. When it is all eyes on you.
Yeah. Like, I'll quickly just wrap up the esports topic, and by saying that I feel like if I was born 5 years later, like I was born in 96, right? I feel like if I was born in 2001, 2002, competing for esports would be an actual thing for me. Like the only reason why I don't compete for esports at the moment is due to time and other responsibilities, right? So I'm unable to just put away all the other responsibilities of working and whatever, real life shit, to just go ahead and learn these games. But when I was younger, I'm talking 15 to like 18. It's like I would come home from college or school or whatever, and I'd play these games to the point where the games become like. You just become like a natural, like you guys talk about the zone, the tunnel vision, the game time, whatever, right? Like you just fall into that thing where okay, I know how this game's gonna work. I understand the hit points on this character, how to manipulate this, manipulate that, and then all of a sudden you start going onto the internet and searching more things, watching more videos, and it's kind of like you just know the ins and outs of the game. I feel like being born 5 years later, I could possibly compete in esports. Now I just don't have the time to do it. So esports for me, I love the idea of it. But I wouldn't necessarily add it to every single game. You know, like I feel like there's some games that just don't need a complete competitive scene. Like some games just don't need that esports scene to, because the effects that esports like gives off is kind of like, oh yeah, get more money towards the game. You know, more eyes on these gamers and whatever. But it's kind of like sometimes games can change based on what they classify as meta, or based on what is popular in esports or whatnot. So characters will get nerfed or buffed, weapons will become better or worse, might get altered, and like the game might just be considered for the greatest of the greats of the pros. Like Counter-Strike, for example, I'll be really quick on this point. Counter-Strike, for example, I feel like unless you're playing in a squad of your friends, you can't really jump into Counter-Strike really to have a laugh. Like you gotta be playing Counter-Strike to be good, to want to get good, to want to play very, very good, to be like a pro, to be like the best of your best possible you could be. And I feel like esports ruined that for Counter Strike. Like, whoa, where Counter Strike was a game, oh yo, I can, I gotta try and kill a whole team, or this is on the field, or I can shoot these people and whatnot, or just play against bots. Like, now that's no point of buying Counter Strike to do that. So I don't know, man. I think esports doesn't need to be in every single game. I think eventually it will be, though. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Do you guys feel like it will be in every game eventually?
Like you said, it will definitely hit the majority, because there are some games that just can't have a competitive scene, like Skyrim, for instance. Unless you're talking about speedruns, I suppose. But nobody's going to be sticking around like for hours to watch somebody speedrun Skyrim.
No, I mean, sorry, let me clarify. I mean, like, multiplayer competitive games, like, because like what's the best game I can kind of say? It's a multiplayer competitive game, and there were tournaments on it. They only recently just got esports, and that's like 2K. I don't know if you guys play like NBA 2K. Like, there's a competitive scene for it, but
I was gonna say there's been a competitive scene for that for a while now.
But 2K really just made their own like 2K league, while the commissioner from normal NBA basketball was like,
we were talking about you mentioned this.
This game is like giving them these like gamer houses, and now like the different states and whatever that play basketball, they actually
because eventually what I think's gonna happen I wouldn't say it's definitely going to happen 100% in our lifetimes. Maybe within the next 10 years, but probably less than 5, to be honest. It's going to be esports is going to be as commonplace as there is regular sporting events like the World Cup and stuff like that. Like it will be on TV just like that. Like, because I think that's from when we were kids. We always wished that we could watch people playing games or whatever, and obviously YouTube was a thing. But it's gonna eventually be something where it's going to be on TV.
It's on TV now.
Yeah, I mean on a much larger scale. Like they'll have dedicated, like you see how you have them Sky Sports, whatever. They'll have the sports for whatever. They're gonna do that. Have specific gaming channels for whatever for different games. I'm not sure if they have that, but. It's not even done growing yet, and especially considering how much money games make, which is more than music and film combined, is so mad.
And books.
Oh yeah, all three. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was all three of them, but yeah, they're like considering how much money games make, they could afford to push it, push it to the masses really easily. And make it, and games are already very accessible. Like you could literally go to your nearest wherever store and pick up a game and start actually getting into gaming just like that. It's super easy.
Well, that's like what the Overwatch League kind of felt like. It felt like they were approaching it at like a football level. So there was like local teams, and like now in the league, I'm pretty sure. Every player has a minimum salary of 50 grand. And I think like the top at the moment is like 150 grand. So there's definitely money to be made in doing it professionally. And I think that'll draw more people into it. And as long as it's more received well, in terms of like consumers, then like salaries are just going to go up.
It's like, No, go, Vic, go.
No, I was just going to say, I'm waiting for the point where there's going to be stuff, because obviously we know that basically there's competitive stuff on like console and PC, like mouse and keyboard or a controller. And this, I suppose, is a question. Do you see there ever being an esports for something that's in VR? Because obviously, whatever it is, you could probably just do in person.
Depending on what type of game comes out.
Oh yeah, obviously depending on that, but it's a question of, do you see that happening?
Or how near
I feel like there could be a platform for it.
How near future are we talking?
At any point, it doesn't matter whether it's 10, 20, whatever. But like,
okay.
Let's for argument's sake, let's say within 5 years.
I was here though. I'll probably think there'll be more talks about it. Like. There'll be definitely more buzz about bringing VR into esports, or bringing esports to VR, but executing it probably give it like 10 years, so add another 5 years onto that.
Yeah.
Then definitely.
Yeah,
I can see that happening.
Yeah, as I say, I agree with you on that, just purely because of the fact of not everybody owns a VR.
Yeah.
And to get one of them, it's very, because you already have to. There's prerequisites before even getting VR. So you already have to. So let's say, for instance, a PS4. Let's say you get a PS4 Pro. You're looking at anywhere between £200 to £300 Depending, you can get better deals, but let's just use like 230 as like probably an average. And then they're spending the 300-ish on top for the headset, and then there's game. It's not a cheap commitment. It's very expensive to sort of even initially just get to the point to even do it, but then to actually start doing it. Blah.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry. Yeah, tangent done.
No, yeah. I was just gonna say, does anyone want to add anything else to the esports section before we move on to Battlefield? Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, let's go straight to
Battlefield it is then. So, I say Battlefield 5. Some people say Battlefield V. Essentially, Battlefield revealed a picture or image, right, of what I think is a teaser of a new game. Somebody said to me it could even be just DLC. I said, no, it can't be DLC. It's got to be.
No.
Who said it was DLC? Whoever said it's DLC is a mongoloid.
Who are your sources?
I'm not going to
expose them.
They are.
Expose them.
Can't expose them. But they did say that it could possibly
be Kanye.
DLC. And I was like,
yeah, the Kanye 50.
Battlefield DLC is a choice.
Oh no! Right, so I basically want to say, because there's not much on it. I tried to find some information on it. Not really much to really give us a good idea of what Battlefield 5 is going to be. But I think it's going to be a new game. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it's going to be a new game? Wait, that's number one. Obviously, that's the easy question. Yes, but do you guys think it's going to go in the past,
I would
modernize or futurize? Because
here are my
that it's definitely Battlefield 5, not V.
It's
the Roman numeral 5.
Okay, because I think there's what. Okay, so why? Okay, I'm gonna attack you first and Sleep. Why do you think they would do Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, then Battlefield 5, but spell 5 as a V? Like I know I'm over analyzing it, but why do you think they would do that? Because V to me, I'm thinking Battlefield Vietnam, but then Battlefield Vietnam's already been done. So
all right. Could I jump in? Yeah.
Okay. You hungry, big? Go for it.
Can I jump in? I personally believe that it's gonna be a cross between Battlefield 5 and gonna be held as a continuation from Battlefield 1.
Okay.
Just on the speculation of the actual, if you've seen the image that the official poster that they've got out for Battlefield V or Battlefield 5, it kind of looks like it's kind of got some of the similarities from Battlefield 1 loading screen. If you ever if you jump onto the loading screen on Battlefield 1, it like the contrast of images are kind of aligned. It was also
sorry, just a quick thing with Battlefield 4. If you did take out the buildings behind, it still has the same color scheme as well. Because it's so. That's all I wanted. Yeah, it's still the same color scheme.
Okay.
So yeah, go on.
Yeah, but definitely a new game. The only reason why there's not a lot of information about it because they've got the DICE and Battlefield launching a live stream with all the reveals and information on the 23rd of this month.
Yeah, in 3 days.
Yeah, in 3 days, hosted by Trevor Noah. Yeah. Trevor. Yeah, hosted by Trevor Noah. His part in his reveal on the game as well. If you've seen the video, he was playing Battlefield 1. He was on Fort Devol. In the background, there was a blurred image of Battlefield V, but with the same logo in the bottom right, and also who was drinking out of a Battlefield V mug and wearing some official DICE merchandise for Battlefield. So definitely excited. Can't wait to see what they're actually going to do or actually going to say. I'm hearing also speculations on them actually adding a battle royale as well, but it has been confirmed that they're going to continue on with their single player. So War Stories is going to be a continuation from that. Also from they also, I can't remember if they said, okay, don't quote me for this word for word, but the operations campaign was like a really big hit on Battlefield 1. So I'm hearing that they're gonna add on to that in this Battlefield. So which is definitely I'm definitely excited for that. And the new guns and the new like scenery and the new maps as well. Like, because what Battlefield 1 really did for me was that it really immersed you in like World War One. Like the sound effects, the graphics, how like you would have to run and hide, and like running through a jungle, like running through Argonne Forest actually felt like running through like a forest, and you actually have to use your surroundings and sound to hear where people are and to see where they are. So definitely excited to see if they're going to step it up by adding on the Frostbite. The Frostbite engine was the engine for Battlefield 1. Am I correct? Yeah. So that engine really did well. So if I'm really excited to see if they're going to add more to it, make it an even better game. But yeah, 23rd of this month is the actual reveal. So I'll probably do like my own thoughts about it on my channel. So
nice. Shumo, what do you think, man? What do you think? Battlefield 5, Battlefield V, Vietnam. Is it going to be past, present, future? What are you thinking, man?
Right. Okay, let's go deep in the rumor mill. The rumor is it's supposed to be a World War II game. If it was a World War II game, I think Battlefield V would make sense because the slogan with World War II was V for victory. And, you know, coincidentally, it's also the Roman numeral for 5, and it would be the 5th game. So this is what confused me. Is it not the 6th main entry game?
I think so.
Are you talking about Hardline as well?
No, Hardline was...
I'm talking about main entry. So there's Battlefield 2, there's Battlefield 3, there's 4, there's 1, and now there's V.
Yeah.
There's what?
I was saying there's quite a lot of Battlefields.
Yeah, like,
this is why I started getting confused.
This will be the 12th Battlefield game, but I mean the one created by DICE.
Yeah.
So, like, Hardline was created by Visceral. Bad Company, I think, was a different team as well.
Bad Company was great.
But yeah, looking at some, I think they're tweets from Battlefield's account. They had some stuff to say on the 19th of May. They said, the tides of war are changing. Can you feel it? And then they announced like their review and stuff. Like Big was saying, they're returning with War Stories because they believe in single player as well. And they also mentioned operations, is saying operations in Battlefield 1 gave you the chance to take on epic journeys across several maps. Will this team play focused experience be in the next Battlefield? I'm probably going to guess yes, because why would you mention it otherwise? And they mentioned gameplay changes. Well, we don't want to scoop our own reveal. You can bet exciting gameplay changes are coming. Let's just say you might want to avoid blinking during the Battlefield V live reaction. The Tides of War line made me think, could they maybe, I don't know, could they maybe focus more on like sea battles? Maybe I don't know. Lean into that a bit more, or it's yeah, it's weird, but I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. They're talking a lot about like different. Every fight is different, and it'll be brought to life across unexpected theaters of war. So all this grandiose language, but I'm not sure how they deliver on that. But I guess we'll find out Wednesday.
Okay, man. I mean, does anybody else want to add anything else to Battlefield 5, or any of the topics we spoke about?
With Battlefield 5, I would find it weird if it was another World War II one, because there's already. I mean, granted, they were very far. There was one, because I think there was one on PC. So I remember seeing it when I was working at a game. I was like, "What's there?" And I was like, "That sounds roundabout." I was thinking that's roundabout the years when World War II was happening, because it was like, I think they say it's between, was it 1942 and 1945? I think that's roughly the date.
What's that, World War II?
Yes, World War II. Yeah, because like you were saying,
it's 39 to 45.
39 to 45. Okay, my bad. But there's already, yeah. So I was thinking to myself, I was like, I swear I've seen something like this before, and I was right. In 2002, they did a 1942 one, and Battlefield 1942, and then they did one in 2009, which is the one I recognized, which was Battlefield 1943.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I understand that it's something that they haven't done in almost 10 years, which is why I said, I'm like, I could understand the reboot. I don't know. I just found it. I was like, third one, but yeah, me. I was like, I'm not personally too excited about it.
No. Fair enough.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of. I've had this conversation with other people.
Wait,
I won't get in.
You're cutting out a lot.
Yeah,
Am I? Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
You're not a fan of
Hello?
Sorry?
Sorry, I'm not a fan of the older weapons. They just don't. They just don't charge me like that personally.
Yeah.
But I've had this discussion with people before. We don't need.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, man. I mean, I'm more of I aim down the sight and I shoot, and I shoot a couple of rounds. Please, bullets, just please hit the target. Like, I don't really like.
Trust me. Like, I did get Battlefield 1.
Yeah.
But my enthusiasm for it was a lot lower, considering for Battlefield. So I got Bad Company, and then once I played Bad Company, I got Bad Company 2 day one release, and then I got 3 and 4 day one on 360. No, I got Battlefield 3 on 360. I got the premium of that, and then got Battlefield 4 and got on PC and bought the premium of that, and then I bought Battlefield. And I saw Hardline, and I was like, I refuse to play this. And then I saw Battlefield 1, and I got that, but I never got the premium for it, because I always bought these other games first, and then bought the premiums after.
Yeah. Because
I was like, you know what, these I like these games, but with Battlefield 1 didn't do that for me. I've never really liked the older style guns, so this one's if it is going to definitely be something geared towards that time, then I'm going to give this one a miss.
Okay, man. All right, that's cool. Anybody else want to add anything else? No, fair enough.
Nope.
I guess we can kind of wrap.
What are your thoughts? Or what are your final thoughts on
Battlefield 5?
Yeah.
I mean, I will probably get it just due to the hype of it all. I'm always looking for that Battlefield feel where it's like, okay, I'm gonna capture this this objective, but there's like 5 guys charging towards me. There's a sniper like across the way on top of a rock. There's also planes flying over. There's some tanks and stuff, riding over hills and stuff. What kind of frustrated me a little bit about Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, was kind of the absence of vehicles a little bit. Like, I found like if it wasn't absent of vehicles, there was no way to take out the vehicles. Like I felt like it wasn't a good job, or didn't do a very good way of taking out planes. Now I know there weren't no stingers back in World War One, quite a lock on and shooting down, but it's just I felt like vehicles weren't really in it unless it was part of the objective or part of the map. So the map would have an armored train, or the map would have a boat, or the map would have a massive blimp. I felt like there wasn't very many vehicles after that, maybe to get you from A to B, but there was no like.
But in saying that, do you appreciate the game for what it is? For a World War One like old school game, do you appreciate it for that?
Yeah, I do. I think they've done a very good job of like. I mean, I don't know that much history, so I can't really talk about how accurate it is. But I know that I felt like I'm definitely in the World War, like trenches. Like I feel like, oh shit, this guy's like bayonet charging at me. Like I definitely felt I'm not in a modern day shooter for sure, but I'm just not the biggest fan of the old. Like okay, so I've played like games like I don't know if you played this Rising Storm, or if you've seen the game The Dawn. I'm just not a big fan, you know, the gas, like all the gas masks and stuff. I'm just not a big fan of to deal with all that type of stuff. You know, I think that's the main reason why it never got my fancy. However, though, I did buy the game. I do have premium for it, and I did consider myself to know some of the maps and enjoyed playing it. And if I had to give it a rating, I would give it a 7. The only reason why I wouldn't give it an 8 is because of the things that I listed, like the guns. And the other and the elements of like vehicles, right, and stuff like that just didn't go with me too well. So that's kind of my thoughts on Battlefield 1, and I hope that Battlefield 5, even though it's probably going to be World War 2, I hope that they just I don't know, like make it a bit more exciting. However, though, the one thing I did touch upon on Battlefield 1 was the war stories. I did like that. I did like the whole kind of just getting a brief overview of a character and kind of their struggle at the time, and then how they affected the war in some way, right? Or a war in some way, right? I kind of like that, especially with the opening like kind of prologue. You know, where every time you die, you switch to another person, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of see how long they've been living for, and some guys are like 18 years old, and I'm like, damn, like, you know what I mean? This little things like that, like, it hits you, like, oh shit, like, war was crazy, you know. And I think that was awesome about the game, and let's just say this: I will not be disappointed if Battlefield 5 does go to the old time, but executes it as well as, or execute it a better version of Battlefield 1. If that makes sense. Did that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. I wouldn't be mad at them. Would I pick it up day one? Probably not. Will I be, you know, geeking over it? Again, probably not. But it would definitely be a buy just to see what it's like, you know. That's kind of my take on it. So, what we're gonna do, we're gonna kind of make a transition from the gaming side now over to kind of like some entertainment, kind of like local, kind of like week news. And the first thing I want to get into is to do YouTube. It's funny, we're on YouTube and we're talking about YouTube. That's crazy. But I want to talk about...
Not everybody on the tube.
Right, you know? We're going to talk about YouTube Music. Essentially, YouTube Music, YouTube itself, sorry, they've brought out a music streaming system, or service, sorry. So very much like Spotify, for example. It's supposed to be released and launched on the 22nd of May. And it's supposed to... Yeah, Tuesday, right? 2 days. And it's supposed to give you kind of like your own little personalized playlists and kind of ways to kind of add in all your YouTube music and stuff to like one little local place. So rather than you having to go through kind of like your liked videos, right, you can just kind of like, oh, okay, I can kind of put in a cool little playlist or cool little like song selection. It's supposed to compete. They want it to compete with Spotify, Apple, Amazon. You know how they have their own music streaming systems. It's supposed to be competing with that, and it's also supposed to be coming out with a new revamped version of YouTube Red, which they're calling YouTube Premium. So just to clarify, YouTube Music and YouTube Premium are two separate things. YouTube, I don't know if you guys have heard of the term or heard the service YouTube Red. So you can kind of pay extra money or subscribe to certain things, and it kind of give you like a better quality or like a kind of a classified or subscription based content.
Yeah, so they had like a lot of original content, like
Yeah.
so movies and TV shows.
Right, there you go. You got it. Yeah, you got it. And
Yeah, it's like what you can do on Twitch. You can subscribe to people rather than just follow them.
yeah, there you go. Very, very, very similar to that, right? So YouTube Premium is coming out, and one reason why, even though we talk about YouTube Music, the reason why I add the YouTube Premium is because YouTube Music is supposed to be, they have it listed at $10, so $9.99, right? And you for an extra $3, you can add, so extra $2, so you can add the YouTube Premium and get it in a bundle. Now, me personally, I can't see YouTube Music doing YouTube that much justice, because people just, I don't know about you guys, most people just go find a song on YouTube and listen to it through YouTube, right? Okay, yeah, sure, you have to deal with an advertisement, but that's what ad block's there for. And yeah, sure, it's kind of a dick move because you're not getting the person that I revenue, I get it, but a lot of people do that, right? So I don't understand what this YouTube service, this YouTube Music service, is going to be different from YouTube now at the moment. So anyway, question time. The questions basically are YouTube streaming, YouTube music streaming, YouTube music service, that's what they call it. Do you think it's a good idea for YouTube? Who wants to go first on this one?
I'll go first. I've read up a little bit about it today.
Go for it.
Okay. So the guy who is actually sort of the head of not the head of YouTube, but he's the one who's sort of the head of this thing. I forget his name.
I think it's Leo Cohen.
Yes, that's the one. And he was saying how he's not looking at his competitors, and it's basically supposed to be a consumer thing, like where it's all focused around. Now, for starters, that's a pile of drivel, because let's be honest. Like, think about it. I could come out with a team, make an FPS, and say, "Oh yeah, I'm making this for the people who wanna play it, whatever." Sure, but there has to be a reason why I want to use it. It's natural. It will automatically become a competitor. Mm-hmm. Like, I will have to it's what the thing of I have to compete. There's no way that it doesn't that you could just bring this out and it not be critiqued against other things that are already doing it.
Yeah.
So but yeah, so he's saying they're not looking at the competitors, and also I feel as though it's going to be like people are going to go, oh whoa, because Cardi B is supposed to be helping promote it. Jeez. Which is I'm not surprised that I mean good for her. She's getting that promotion, and she's pure in the bag. But for me, I feel it's going to have a lot more steam coming in, and then it's going to fizzle out, because I'll be like, people usually okay, let's say for instance the YouTube streaming thing is for videos, so you get just the audio of them and whatever. When people go on YouTube, a lot of those reasons is so people can just get the link for it, so they can just download it.
Oh yeah,
because
I forgot all
it's
about
the easiest thing. It's the easiest thing to do, and it's very easy, and it's easy to get away with. I haven't done it personally, but I know that
them sweet lies.
I know that it's something that is very easy to get away with, and because YouTube has that mentality of there's a track on that I can only find on YouTube. I'm gonna go to YouTube and download, and then I have it, and then I can distribute it even further and whatever. And I also feel like it's too late. Like, they should have done this from early.
Yeah,
I feel like they're very late to the game of music streaming service, because I feel like Apple Music and Spotify and I suppose the Amazon one, but I hear nothing about the Amazon. But at least Apple Music and Spotify have solidified their spots as music streaming services, and that's what people naturally go to. And especially when people would already have had their playlists hooked up to them or whatever, then that means transferring all of the stuff that you might have saved somewhere else.
I feel like they should have done this around like 3 years ago. I feel like they should have done this like
They
3
should have
years
done it.
ago.
They should have done it before Apple Music was a thing.
Well, let me kind of ask you a question, Big. Right. So you're saying you wish, well, you kind of feel like they kind of missed the boat, right? And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so let's say you put on 3 songs onto this, you get the service, right? You pay for the service, and you get better way to ask the question. If you pay for the service, right, what is the difference between you paying for this service and you just using YouTube on a regular basis for music? Because there's nothing that they've said that's going to stop you from listening to music on YouTube. Like just the normal website app, right? Or just a normal website. So what's the difference between using the streaming service, music service, and just using YouTube itself? I feel like the name itself. I feel like YouTube Music. It's kind of like that's kind of making people think like, well, why am I going to pay when I can just go onto YouTube and just listen to it there? So what do you think about it? You think you obviously said they're too late, but do you feel like it's going to help YouTube promote more music on their channel, on their service?
Sorry, sorry, I was going to say the mic cut out, and I wasn't sure whether you were directing this at me or Big.
Oh, was that Big? Sorry, was that Big?
Oh, okay. Go.
Yeah. I feel if they're doing this, they should add a listen to this like an offline mode.
Yeah.
So being able to stream the music without being connected to the internet. But like really truly, like the boat is shipped. Like it's gone. It's not by the docks anymore. Like we all know Apple Music and Spotify are SoundCloud to a certain degree, but Apple Music and Spotify are the big like streaming companies.
Yeah, I think SoundCloud flopped when they started to do that Spotify Premium or SoundCloud Premium.
Oh,
yeah.
Started adding ads. Oh no, that hurt me. That one really got to me, man.
SoundCloud hurt Big, man.
It hurt me.
Big's feeling big pain.
I updated it one time, come back to it. I'm seeing, you have to pay £10 a month to use our free services. I'm like, that's like, literally what it was. Yeah, it's like, you see how the government of now try to make us pay 5 people for a bag. It's like, what's the point? I've been getting it for free. I've been getting it for free all this time, and now you want to charge me 5p? Bun you.
Trust me, think about it, $9.99 a month. Do you know how many lentils you could buy?
Shut up. But you see, there's reasons for these things though. So you see the 5p tax on bags. Does that make you not want to buy one?
No, I take them.
Wow,
I look him straight.
It makes people resort to crime.
Right, you heard that, everybody. Theft.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
But yeah, like these decisions have like meaning behind them. Like the tax from the money that they make from that is just extra revenue that they can spend on public spending. And also, if you choose not to buy a bag, that's even better because then you're not creating more plastic and waste stuff. But yeah, that's beyond the point.
No, but like no, talking on that then. So for on that point, Shumo, this is for you. YouTube Music, right? Would you consider yourself buying it to give it a go?
I think I'd do a free trial. Yeah. So about this, obviously, they are going to have a really big uphill battle, especially because of Spotify and Apple Music. I think Apple Music's got something like 70 million subscribers. Spotify, I think, has something like 200, or something ridiculous like that. Mm-hmm. But like YouTube as a free service is also is already a massive competitor with them in terms of traffic. Yeah. Like, I know it's the music videos, but they gain like a lot of views. Like they've got a lot of like billion views, millions and millions of views. And it does count as a stream. Like even recently, YouTube streams are being counted towards album sales now. And it's weighted a little bit differently because it's free. But that's also the same, like Spotify's free as well, but it's just ads. But I could see them like doing. I can see a market for, especially because they're tying it to YouTube Red, which like for a cheaper amount. So it does have added value. If they could grow YouTube Red like how Netflix grows, like with their original content and its quality, I can see the draw from that. You know, people don't like ads, plain and simple. They do have, I know with YouTube Red, they have the ability, they have the option of downloading locally for the videos. I'm sure it'd be quite easy for them to incorporate that into the music feature as well. And like, I know quite a few people that don't actually have a music collection, or like on their phone or whatever, so they'll listen to music just through YouTube and stuff. So that like the draw to that subscription service as well would be to lower your data usage, because obviously streaming a video is a lot larger than streaming an audio file.
Yeah, you're right.
I can back to the guy who's heading it up, Leo Cohen. Like he's been in the music industry for like 20-25 years, whatever it is. Like he's come from a lot of successful positions. President of a Def Jam merger called the Island Def Jam back in the 90s. He had a quite high-ranking position of music. He had his own like kind of business venture with 300 Records. A lot of these places put out like a lot of successful things, like whether it be artists or just like record labels, stuff like that. He's not a silly guy. I'm sure there's a lot he can do in terms of the business side of this, and he's only recently been there. I think last he's been there, but I think it's a step in the right direction because they do get a massive amount of traffic. So like apart from ad revenue, there should be a way to monetize like the traffic that they get just from music.
Agreed. I think it's definitely something I'm gonna definitely have to try out. I mean, I've tried Apple Music, and there's nothing wrong with Apple Music. It's just I got Spotify. I'm a Spotify Premium member, so I don't see the need to add another one on there. I don't know if anyone ever used dare I say it, Tidal, but I also tried that too, and again, Tidal's is like one of those. It has a lot of exclusive stuff on there, and they also take a lot of music from other platforms and then label it a Tidal exclusive, right? So once upon a time, Spotify would have stuff from like Jay-Z, but obviously not anymore because it's on Tidal now, right? So I don't know, man. It's just all I want from it. If I had a personal say in it is, don't restrict certain things just to YouTube Music and be like, okay, well now it's on YouTube Music, it can't be on YouTube, right? Don't take things from YouTube platform and just slam it and lock it behind a YouTube Music barrier, right? That would piss me off. But to finalize the topic, better than Tidal, yes or no?
I don't. Can it get worse?
I mean,
I think it's too early to say. Realistically, it's too early to say.
Oh no!
I mean, Tidal's not a bad service. Like they're the only one that I know of. Obviously, you have to pay more, but they're the only one that I know of that lets you stream like higher quality video files, like FLAC files. They have a lot. Yeah, they have a lot of exclusive stuff. Granted, like the older JC stuff, for example, that was available to everyone, and now it's just on Tidal because he owns it. That's a bit peak, but that's how these things survive, like exclusivity.
You even have interviews and stuff on there on Tidal too.
Yeah, exactly. You got interviews on Tidal, got music videos. Like for example, I know the one of the Beyonce and Nicki Minaj videos was exclusive to Tidal, and they've got like heavy hitters like gunning for their service. If YouTube can get stuff like that, like I think Sleep was saying, or you were saying that Cardi B's going to promote it.
Yeah.
Like that's big for them. Like if they can get more stuff like that, big name promoters, exclusive content, quality content, I think it will work for them, especially tying it to the YouTube Red. If they can keep pumping out good quality like series, like I heard they've got a series on there at the moment called Cobra Kai, which is like a spin-off series from the Karate Kid, like 30 years later, that follows like basically the villain from the film.
Yeah,
but it's flipped on the perspective. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But that's getting reviewed really well. It makes me want to watch it because I'm a big Karate Kid fan.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's stuff like that that draw you to it. I think they can do it, but it's going to be a big battle. But yeah, out of the big three, obviously Spotify, Apple, and Tidal, I think they'll do better than Tidal.
Yeah. Sleep, you think the same?
Probably YouTube's. Yeah, I think YouTube's a much larger powerhouse than Tidal.
Big.
I mean, yeah, Tidal's got Jay-Z behind it, but like if I had a choice between whether I wanted to work for YouTube and Tidal, YouTube or Jay-Z, well, I probably would still choose Jay-Z.
Right?
But it's the fact of like YouTube is very large and it's in like I think it's safe to say that nobody. Like, I feel like, some places you could go and people wouldn't have heard of Jay-Z. I feel like a lot more people have heard of YouTube.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, oh, sorry, yeah, go on, carry on.
No, I was gonna say, what do you think? What do you think? Where do you think it's gonna place? You've got Spotify, you've got Apple Music, you can say SoundCloud. I've got SoundCloud.
Okay, Spotify's obviously at the top. Like, I don't think it's even a competition like that.
Right.
And then probably Apple Music. Maybe YouTube and then Tidal.
Yeah. What about SoundCloud?
SoundCloud. It like Tidal and SoundCloud could get into a slap fight and it'll be funny to watch.
Oh man.
Hey, SoundCloud almost died last year.
Yeah, the guy almost went broke. Like I'm pretty sure, like it was the thing of like the guy was like, yeah, I ain't got no money to keep SoundCloud going anymore, and I keep using SoundCloud because I keep listening to some Radar Radio sets on it, and I'm like, when am I gonna stop hearing this? When am I gonna stop hearing this? Because I thought one day I'd just go on to SoundCloud and it would be like, nah.
Oh man, all right.
But I mean, it didn't happen, so I mean that's all right.
Yeah, it's like. But does anyone else want to add anything else to the YouTube music thing? This is like, I'm thinking it's just the price. I think it's what? So it's. 30...
I mean, it's the same price as you'd pay for Spotify. I mean, yeah, it's not that bad. If you want YouTube Red attached with it, it's $11.99, and that's UK pounds. I'm pretty sure that's a universal price thing. But I mean, it's not that bad. It could be worse. Let's be.
Yeah, that's YouTube music's coming out on the 22nd.
Yeah,
22nd.
I probably will try it.
Yeah.
I probably won't. I can tell you now. I probably won't like.
I might even do a video on it.
Yeah, I might do a little live stream and be like, "Hey, here we go." No.
It looks. The overlay looks a lot like Spotify. And if you've ever used the YouTube app on your phone or the YouTube gaming app, it's very got kind of similarities to that. You got like YouTube music at the top left, and you got like your little profile at the top right. With a little search bar, it's got those little things, and obviously you can swipe, or you can pause, or you can like the video down or downvote it. It's got all the YouTube like kind of little adaptations to it to make it its own thing. But I think it's a good idea. Like you said, though, I think you guys nailed it on the head when you said they were a little bit too late. But I guess better late. Better
late than never.
Yeah, that's the phrase they say, right? So,
should have been.
I'm gonna move on. We're gonna move on.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna talk about we'll talk about This Is America, but the women's edit. We talked about This Is America, Childish Gambino, the original last week. This week we're gonna talk about the women's edit, which I actually find very hard to say. Because I feel like it's just not doing women justice. But anyway, I'll talk about it. Nicole Arbor, she's a YouTuber. I would say she's a controversial, like viral video kind of YouTuber, where she talks about controversial stuff in kind of a negative way, or she kind of tries to jump on like the bandwagon of viral topics to kind of bring herself to fame, right?
Quick question: did she talk about Lil Tay by any chance?
I can't remember. I don't think so.
Do you know who Lil Tay is?
I do know who Lil Tay is. She's the one.
Okay. Basically, if anybody doesn't know who Lil Tay is this little 9-year-old, I believe, Asian girl. She had beef with the Cash Me Outside girl. She was co-signing with that Woe Vicky person. It was just a whole bag of nonsense, and made her mum lose her job because she's all on IG flexing about this money that she don't have, obviously, because she's 9. What is she doing? She's not Assad out here. Like she ain't got it like that. It was.
Bro, wait, can I just pause, man? Like, this is why I hate the internet sometimes. Why have you got to bring this person to light?
Who?
Lil Tay, like the internet. Why is the internet got to bring Lil Tay to light?
A lie! Like, why give these people life? It's like that JJ Ice Fish Don. The only reason why I gave him life was because, let's be honest, he looks peak.
Come on now, man. But anyway, continue talking about Lil Tay though. What happened to him?
Yeah. And yeah, so no, I just thought that she might have talked about her because they were recent at some point, but like it's already died. Like it was one of the things popped up one day, it was gone the next.
Well, she did the video "Dear Fat People." Have you guys heard or seen that video?
Oh, it's this woman.
Yes.
Okay, I know who she is now.
"Dear Fat People" essentially is just her giving her take on fat people. I can't remember if it's just in America or if it's worldwide, but it's very, very.
Okay, give me a paraphrase. You get like paraphrase what she was talking about.
Basically, just trying to say that like if you're fat, it's wrong, and you should wait, right? And you should essentially sort your shit out.
Okay.
Basically, that's what she's trying to say. Okay, she says many other things, but that was literally what she's saying. She doesn't care.
Okay.
She doesn't care who you are, or where you're from, what your circumstances are. She doesn't care anything about that. It's just if you're fat, it's wrong. You're wrong. Sort your shit out, basically. That's who she is. So now you know.
Okay.
Yeah, you know who she is now, right? So
yeah.
Have you seen her before?
No.
She is from Toronto. She's a white woman.
Mm.
Skinny, blonde hair.
No back having ass.
Right. And I believe she was a cheerleader at one point for the Toronto Raptors. I believe so.
Okay.
And I think she's been on I think she's part of a talk show at one point as well. Anyway, point being is, in regards to This Is America, what she does is she does an edit, a remix-esque type of thing for Childish Gambino's This Is America, but she outlines the problems that women suffer from in America. Like, that is the general gist of the This Is America women's edit, right? So, my thoughts, I'll go first, right? I don't normally go first, but I'll go first, right? Because it's really your thoughts. I want your thoughts on whether you think it's good or bad, or whether she did a good or bad job. I personally think that she did a bad job, and my thoughts on it is that what she did was the way she did it was kind of unnecessary. Now let me explain. So it's very I think she's got the same like backdrop music in there, right? She's in kind of a similar location to Childish Gambino. She's not doing the same dances, but she's trying to stay on the same vibe as him, right? I think at one point there's a woman breastfeeding, I believe there is. I think there's like is there a transsexual person? I'm not too sure in there. I think there's like a woman wearing like so much makeup on her face and stuff. Like there's loads of different things in there, kind of just very selected towards women. My reason why I don't like the video is partly because. Not because of who she is. Okay, I watched it twice, right? I tried to get rid of who she is as a person and what she did in the past and just look at the video itself. And I feel like the timing she put it out, she's just trying to steal what Childish Gambino already said, right? And because of that, it loses impact, number one. Number two, the way she did it, like, it's not even like a vibe you can catch to, you know? Or like, it's not even like something that even really sounds pleasing in the slightest way. Like, it's nothing like that. And the video as well, to me, it's not got the same genius mind behind it. You know what I mean? Where you want to watch it again and again and again and again to kind of put different pieces together. Unfortunately, she doesn't do the original song justice, and I think she doesn't do that many women justice. I think she showcases major points. Yeah, I like that. Right, it's good, but I don't think she's the person to be the spokesperson for it, or she's the person that should be doing that type of stuff to show the problems with women in America. Right, that's kind of my take on it. Did anybody watch the video? Or is it just me?
No, I won't lie. I'm looking at her channel now, but
right, okay,
having a poke around. I'll give my take on it though after these men speak on.
Okay, Shumo, did you watch? Have you watched the video?
I've seen a chunk of it.
Okay. Could you make it through from the beginning to the end?
No.
And I just want to say, at the end of the video, she puts a text up saying, "What if a man was to?" I think something like along the lines of like, "Just think if a man was to do this type of video." Then it's a middle finger emoji. Then the video ends. So I'm kind of like, but why though? Like, you know, but why though? Like, Big, did you see the video? I don't know if Big's even still here. But it's mad. He's just gone. R.I.P. Big. So like,
he's asleep.
Trust me, he's snoozing, bro. So I guess it's just us three. All right. So anyway,
is he actually gone? Yo, Big. Oh, mad.
Oh, mad.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. Okay. Do you guys want to talk about the video more? Because I'm actually going to get into her.
I just want to briefly say that the video, when I last looked at it, had 108k dislikes and just reaching 30k likes. She disabled her video. She disabled her comments in her video.
Oh, because she knew.
She
knew straight away.
Okay.
She also got rid of the dislike bar.
Can I go in now?
So go for it.
Okay. Nicole Alba's a bitch. And I don't mean a bitch as in a bitch. I mean she's someone who's going to put something out there and can't take what people are saying.
Yes.
I've gone on multiple of her videos. I'm looking at her uploads. It's her 4th most viewed video at 2.4 mil.
Mm-hmm.
Then if it's from what it sounds like, it sounds more like it sounds like it's kind of more like male hate speech, essentially.
No, you know what? Like, it's like what gets me annoyed, right? I'm not a woman, yes, I don't fully get it. I understand that, but what pisses me off, is like, to me, she's a clout chaser. So to me, she just wants
100%.
She just wants to get the views, but she uses something so powerful to try and translate it into views, and doesn't even do a good job of it.
Yeah, because I'm looking at a lot of her videos, and a lot of them, everything is disabled. All it is you can like it, and that's it. You can't actually tell. Right. So I'm looking at all of these things, and all of her anything. Okay, let's say because people, the most notable thing, the views, which is basically once you hit a mil, it's kind of like raw. That's 1 million views.
Yeah.
So everything with that is basically, dear sluts, dear refugees, I love Donald Trump, how to get a threesome, dear feminists, dear Instagram models, dear fat people too, the second helping, that's just stress. The most offensive video ever, and dear black people. So this person is going out. Okay, I don't know this person's education.
Right.
Or anything like that. And I'm not going to say, oh, because she was a cheerleader for the Toronto Raptors, she's not intelligent. Because for all I know, she could be.
Right.
But for somebody who potentially might be educated, this is really stupid. Because you're starting to gun at people for... It just doesn't make sense, especially when you're gunning at people and you can't take it. Like, you have to disable things. So, because you know what is it called? It's something called an echo chamber. I feel like her comment sections became an echo chamber because Do you guys know what an echo chamber is?
No.
So usually it's like, so what you can do on certain forums like Reddit, I suppose 4chan. I don't really know about 4chan like that, but I know it's especially with Reddit. You can find forums for whatever. So give me an opinion you guys really strongly have in a society type of sense. Right. I know it's a really deep thing to just ask off the bat, but it's the best example.
Okay, all right. Let me give you something just random, right? Let me give you something just random. Food. That's random.
Okay, so okay. I said society, but it's fine. Okay,
so I believe healthy food should be cheaper.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So what you can do, you can go to these forums, go into a food section, and then you can even go into a sub forum, I suppose, and go into like this discussion, and you'll be surrounded by other people who believe the same thing. And what it can do when you get into these echo chambers is you're saying this, everybody in there is agreeing with you, nobody's saying otherwise at all, and it makes your view even stronger.
Yeah.
So I feel like her comment section became an echo chamber where people were like, this person is stupid and we hate her, and everyone's agreeing with you, nobody's saying leave her alone. And so it becomes an echo chamber where people are like, yeah, we hate her, and then like it starts escalating, and then it comes a thing where for the person, it's toxic. So then for her, she's seeing all of these people collaborating in hoping for her downfall, and that's basically an echo.
But look, this is my issue though. Right? So she's gone to try and become a viral sensation, right? That's the plan, obviously. That's the dream, obviously, and go for it. But with what she talks about, what she does, she closes so many doors. Because when you make a video saying, they're fat people, right? And that's the only video that I've actually watched. And you just be terrible towards people. Right? You essentially close that door to anybody who wants to ever affiliate themselves with you. Well, that's the first thing that's the negativeness they're gonna get. So then, when you make another video, no matter what the context of the video is going to be, you're always going to be seen as that type of person now. So now I can't even imagine her being able to get on TV, because it's like no one's gonna want to do that. And years down the line, where she grows up and when she gets older and stuff, it's like you always have that bad stigma about you. So my major gripes with her is just like, you obviously have an opinion and you have a right to bear your own opinion and tell it. That's cool, but don't do it for the views though.
Yeah, because she's talking about in a lot of her video descriptions like how she's reacted or whatever. It's like, no, trying to do the whole thing of this, trying to escape while you can. It's like, no, you're already in it.
It's like the Logan Paul situation, the suicide forest thing, right? You guys saw somewhat of it, right? It's like, you made that conscious decision to click upload. You know what I'm saying? You guys upload the video on YouTube, right? You drag the video in, right? It's got
there's a whole process to it.
Update. You gotta add the title. You gotta add the description. You gotta add the tags.
Yeah, all of that.
And even when you've done all that, you still gotta click the blue button that says publish.
Not even that. Like, I'm sure he and this woman has like a team with her that helps her with certain stuff, and you would think that at least one of them would be like, is this a good idea?
And especially like what Jordan was saying when you were saying about how she's closing off. So she's closing off people who think they're fat, but also people who people who probably aren't fat but have eating disorders or whatever, and all of that stuff. And then it's the black people who closing off black people, feminists, non-Trump supporters, refugees. It's just like, why are you closing the door to all of these people?
It's funny though, Kester.
It's so mad.
It's funny though, Sleep, right? Because it's funny though, because I even watched the Day of Black People video, but I've already got my mind already set on what it's going to be like. I haven't even watched the video, you know what I mean? Because I've watched the Day of Black People video, it's like, but she's doing it for obviously views.
It's clickbait. It lacks integrity.
Yeah,
like when you're just hop into controversy after controversy. It's just like,
can you just go away?
What do you believe? Like,
Right?
Because it's all because don't get me wrong. I'm sure whoever like some people she speaks for, but I feel like it's not the vast majority, especially considering her likes versus dislikes.
But it's just, no,
And
right.
also, who is she? Like the fact that she's talking. I mean, and like obviously, I am not a woman. I am not female. I do not have the breast. But what I find so mad is that. Oh man, sorry, she's like 30 subscribers.
Are you going for her channel?
Yeah, I was on her channel now, and I hit refresh just to see what would happen, and the numbers dropped off.
That's the way she dropped down.
Yeah. But from me hitting refresh, she was like
Jesus.
Yeah, so yeah, like so she's talking about all of this stuff, and I'm just like, hold on, but when it's coming from a place of, I don't feel like she speaks for. I feel like if women were going to have a spokesperson for their rights, it wouldn't be this person.
That's my point, dude. And that's
like she's talking about something that she doesn't deal with, I believe,
and this is
or something that doesn't affect her direct community, I suppose.
And this is the thing. This is the thing, right? This is what frustrates me, right? It's like people who don't know who she is will just see it and be like, "Oh, here goes these feminists again," and it will add to that file. You know what I mean? Like the people that don't really take the time to actually just at least read.
And also, like almost all of her thumbnails have her cleavage out. It kind of shows that she doesn't have that much
integrity. But look, man, like that's pretty much it. It's just some woman who is looking for a quick milli views. But my thing is, if you're gonna do something, do it proper, do it right, do it with some sort of like quality. Don't just bounce off one thing to another. But hey, she's got 1 million views. How many subscribers she's got?
420,622.
See, she got 420 plus whatever subscribers. I don't. So maybe she's doing something right, guys. You know, you know what I mean? Maybe she's doing.
Like you said though, she came from something else.
It's just that's just kind of how I feel on it, man. Like if you haven't, all the viewers, you guys as well. If you haven't, big, even though you're sleeping. If you haven't watched the video, I recommend you watch it. I guarantee you won't be able to finish it because it's the idea of one, the person she is, two, the message she's trying to kind of give out there, but because of the person she is, it will make you disgusted. And three, it's just not good. Like it's just not a good vibe. There's nuggets in there that like make a good point and make a good argument and is good to say, but she's not the right person to do it. She doesn't do it right. She actually puts a lot of disjustice in it. So it just sits wrong on me, man. Like, well, I'm not a woman, yeah, but when something's bad, I'm like, yo, come on, man. Like,
he's doing it under the guise of comedy as well. Like, according to her videos are comedy, they're satire or whatever. But I did find something quite funny that she had tweeted and deleted, but obviously the internet is the internet and they keep receipts. So she wrote, "I'm so sick of people mad at slavery. It's the past. We weren't there. We didn't do it. But what we can do is fix economic slavery. Focus on the now."
Jesus.
You know them ones. You know that. Oh, okay. We're not gonna get into a big slavery, but I just hate it when people are just like, "We weren't there." So it's like, okay, nobody's saying that it was your fault, but we're coming to you because you guys are the ones who are in power that can, help. Because remember, it was the whole thing of they were breeding the big strong Negroes because they wanted them to work on the plantations and all of that. They weren't trying to breed up no book smart ones for what, so we can get intelligent and for them to teach us, and then everyone they couldn't have that.
So she's a bad apple. She's a bad person, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, the internet's already. I feel like the internet, and when I say the internet, I don't mean just general internet. I mean the internet. Like what the internet I'm talking about. They've got her in her jaws, and she knows this. I feel like she could fart, and somebody will twist it around and be like, "Oh, bun her."
Yeah, she pisses me off because it's like, to me, I don't think she's dumb. I think she's just. No, sorry. I don't think she's uneducated. Sorry, she's just dumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean when I say that, like.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We know, yeah. Like she's not. We're not talking about her actual amount of intelligence, but there's not a lot of integrity in what she does.
Right, and in the world you're living at the moment, right, 2018, especially how people get like when you say just one little thing out of character. Or whatever,
yeah.
Right, you're just being more disrespectful than you could ever be. So that's kind of her, man. Like I'm done talking about it. So if you guys got anything else you want to say,
no, I'm done with this bitch. Let's move on.
Okay, right. So I'm gonna take this time to to say that Big is sleeping. By the way, people, we're not joking around. Guy's actually not here right now.
He may have died, but we won't know until tomorrow.
Say again?
I said he may have died, but we won't know until tomorrow.
R.I.P. to the B.I.G. we used to see. Died on the podcast.
I mean,
This one's dedicated to you, Big.
So
Bacon.
for the final moments, we're just gonna talk about some random stuff.
Let's just come over in silence for it, real.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right. You saying?
Damn. Quick. No, I was just saying these final moments is gonna kind of just talk about some random stuff. I want to kind of. Oh, go for it.
I got a random topic that I remembered today. Discord apparently is coming to Xbox.
Yeah, I saw that too. So now
It's already here, I think. There was a message when
I think it's either already here, it's in the works. I think that's really good that they managed to score it with Microsoft.
Yeah.
Especially because the Xbox Live party chat is so confusing.
Yes, for sure. I mean, have you ever used Xbox on your PC?
Yes.
Like the Xbox app. Have you tried to get it all working and so you can play?
Mine works, but it's just really. But for me, it's kind of redundant because it only makes sense if I'm on my tablet. But my tablet I usually use outside of the house.
Yeah.
So because my PC is right here, and guess where my Xbox is? Also right.
Damn, dude.
It literally makes no sense. It'll be harder for me to use my PC than it would be for.
Okay. Also, another thing as well, I want to kind of say, we didn't get to do this last time. What games do you want to be free for June? You know, the PlayStation Plus.
Okay.
What games you guys? What games do you think?
I'm gonna turn around.
I think they should. I think they should add a scary game on there, man. Like I'm thinking.
Halo 4.
Like I'm thinking. I'm thinking they should add like a Evil Within or like a Alien Isolation or something like that.
Oh yeah.
That'd be a good one.
Alien Isolation. I don't think they put that on there yet.
We're calling it now Alien Isolation for next month's free games.
Yeah.
If it happens, you heard it here first.
Right.
Powered up.
The sound effects. Oh, that's crazy. And obviously they normally do like an indie game, don't they? Or like an arcade game. I'm thinking. Oh, what's that game I saw?
You know it would be sick if they brought it back. And this is the old one. If they managed to bring it back. What was it? The Bomberman tournament.
Ooh.
Bomberman was so dope. No one can ever test Bomberman.
They got Bomberman on the Switch, haven't they?
For like the Alpha Rook.
Yes, for Bomberman R.
Bomberman on the Switch. You're on the go. I got to blow people up.
That'll be.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. What could come out in June? I'm trying to think of obviously the types of games and.
Far Cry Blood Dragon?
No, that's not on PS4.
Oh, it's already on PS4.
No, it's not on PS4.
Oh, could it? Oh, yeah, never mind. Couldn't it come on?
I think like, it can't be a sports game.
Nah, not
what
yet.
They're kind of moving in the direction of putting like slightly larger titles
Yeah.
on there. So like what do we have? We had Bloodborne. We've had Beyond Two Souls.
Whole series on my channel, by the way. Do check it out.
Nice.
Quick, it'll be in the cards on the side.
But yeah, I think it'll be something like that kind of thing. And now that I think about it, those are exclusives. So maybe they'll go with another exclusive that's a couple years old.
The Last of Us.
Heavy Rain.
Last of Us Remastered would be a big one.
Jason.
Heavy Rain, I don't think they'd go with the double. Yeah, I'm trying to think. What would they do, really? I mean, obviously, we're going to find out like this week, probably.
Also, quick announcement from me for the masses. Nothing to do with my channel. This Friday, May 25th, go to your local game store, pick up Detroit, become an investigator with your boy Sleep. Because I'm day oneing it, 100%. Day one buy, day one stream, day one enjoy.
See, this is the thing. I'm a little bit different. 25th, if we're doing this, if we're doing the Sleep, then I'm gonna do it too. 25th, Friday, Dark Souls Remastered. I'm playing that on my channel. I'm a big Dark Souls fan. I'm gonna play that on my channel. I'm gonna try and beat that game in one day. So
Boy,
I've got
1 day. Wow.
I've got Friday, Saturday off work, Sunday and Monday.
So you're just gonna try and bang it.
I'm gonna put a little timer in the corner and see how long it takes me to finish the game. I think I can beat it in 24 hours. I think I can. Maybe 1 day is pushing it because obviously you're not awake the whole 24 hours or other days. But 1 day might be pushing it a little bit. But I think I could beat it in 24 hours because
I was thinking about doing a 24-hour stream at some point, considering I've got time to do one.
Have you ever done a 6-hour stream?
I've done. Technically, I've done longer because it was when I was playing A Way Out with Shumo, but we had a quick intermission because we thought we were thinking of because we played. I think we played two. Hold on, let me get my playlist up because we did play a lot of.
Well, I watched that. That was awesome.
That was a good game. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
It was a great game, especially because we both chipped in for it, and it ended up being £11 each.
You know what's crazy? Like, even though I've seen all of it, I know what happens, and I'm not going to spoil it in case anybody is looking to play it, on the viewers. But I still think I'm going to buy it, and play it on my stream. Anyway.
Yeah, I recommend it. Yeah. So altogether, I played. We technically, I've done over 6 hours.
Yeah. See, because like I've done 6 hours of Conan Exiles. See, what I'm thinking about doing one day is kind of like starting to push out and see how far I can actually go. So I'm thinking like 6 hours is kind of like the first benchmark, then 8, then 10, then 12. And I don't think I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like, I think if I can do that, that'll be pretty awesome. Like, I don't know if I told you guys, for my workplace, they're looking to kind of get into like, kind of the game and stuff, right? I work at like an IT service desk, so like an IT office, right? But they're like, oh yeah, it's a good way to kind of raise money for charity. Sorry, we're gonna be
by doing the 24-hour streams.
Yeah, so basically for 55 hours, it's a 55-hour stream over the weekend, and you do it in 2-hour slots. So I opted in for it. I was like, yeah, I got my own channel and stuff. I know how to stream. Blah blah blah. They're like, okay, cool. We need more people like you. Blah 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 blah. So like half of the teams are like moderators, and the other half are streamers, and we have to try and raise X amount of money for charity over 55 hours. So we have 2 hours each to, So it's like I log into the Twitch channel. I play for 2 hours. Blah blah. Hello, people on the tube. My name's PowellGuyGaming. Then after the 2 hours, pass it on to somebody else, right? So it's kind of like that, and you keep the stream going for, like I said, 55 hours. Sorry. So that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. So that's pretty cool. But I think I could probably push myself to 8 hours maximum at the moment. So
I hope you take breaks.
Yeah.
I think there's some there's a way you can, because for certain things it says how long you can stream for. So like I think with certain things you can stream for only a maximum of like 48.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it. Like, this is pretty good. I'll keep you updated and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But
I am feeling to do a series, but a very particular series in the future. You guys tell me whether you think this is a good idea.
go.
So I wanted to do because I wanted to get back into this game because I've been wanting to play it for ages. But I know what I'm like. Once I start playing it, I really struggle to put it down.
Okay.
So I was thinking of dedicating a day a week to play this. So it'll be Sleepless Elite Dangerous Saturdays or Sundays, one of the two. Probably Saturdays.
Okay.
And I'd spend the whole day playing this one game.
What's the game?
Elite Dangerous.
Oh, Elite Dangerous is the game. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Right.
And it's a game that I know I could play for ages. Because that's the nature of the game. It's not crazy fast paced. It's like you do have to travel from. It's like have you played Elite? Have any of you heard or played it before?
I've watched you play it.
Have you?
In person, yes.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so you know how it works. You go from space station to space station, doing little missions as you pick them up along the way, trying to get money, buying better ships, more guns on your ships, and all of that. And it's a very long, grindy progression type game. And I was like, I do really, but I feel like it would. I don't. It's just one of those ones where it's like, do you reckon that'll be a good idea? Of like all day, I bang this one game so I can get it out of my system, play it.
I think are you gonna stream it or are you gonna record it?
Stream it.
If you're gonna stream it, I think there's a few things you gotta add to your stream.
Oh yeah, like the layout would be completely different than what it would usually be like.
No, but like to make it more enjoyable to watch, like because
I was gonna say, is this like how entertaining is it to watch?
I don't know. That's because it'll be
as a game.
Because the thing is, it'll be more for people who like Elite Dangerous, not for. Like, for instance, if I was playing Siege, there's a lot, there'll be a lot more chances for funny moments. Whereas for this, there still are, but they would be further spread apart.
Yes, like I'm thinking you could do stuff like you could do challenges. You could do.
Yeah, like that stuff would come obviously people would be like, but I see where you're going with it. Like it'll be very
a playlist and put music on.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like you will need to kind of add a few extra things in to kind of keep the stream fresh and popping as it goes throughout the day, right? Yeah,
because I wouldn't want it to be one of those things where somebody hops into the stream and sees me just like straight faced, just flying a ship in space, and they're like, "Is this it?" and then dip.
That's the thing with when you stream for a long time. Like I was watching my Conan Exiles, I streamed for 6 hours. I got to like an hour and a half in, and I was like, I actually can't watch this anymore. Like I normally go back through every single video that I do in order to get like timestamps and whatnot to see if the quality is good and whatnot. Because I kind of just want to make sure my video is good. But like once I start breaking past that 2 hour mark or hour and a half mark, I'm like, whew. Like, this is tough to watch. So
yeah, like for me that kicks in sort of after like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Or around like 3 hours, anywhere between like 3 hours. After then, I'm flagging a little bit sometimes.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like I gotta kind of like. So anyway, to your point, I think that's something that's definitely a possibility. I just think there's other things you have to do. There's additions you have to add on to that to make it more entertaining. Because over a long period of time, it's kind of hard to keep someone's attention, especially right now. It's hard to keep someone's attention for like 3 seconds. Never mind. More than 5 minutes or whatever.
You're like, and they're gone.
Yeah, pretty much, man. It's game over from there. So, you're not streaming. You know when you're streaming, there's a new viewer. They're like, I got a new viewer, and then before you can even finish your sentence, that viewer's gone, man.
Trust me, it's like, oh, well, all right then.
Cool, sweet.
Yeah. A wrap, guys.
Yeah. Let's close it out there, shall we?
The only thing I want to say about the
sorry about the pardon. Sorry, my audio.
The PS Plus, the free games.
Oh yes, you know what? Yeah, go for it, Shumo.
Yeah, I reckon there's a good chance of maybe an Uncharted game, or like you said, The Last of Us remastered. But I'm hoping for The Last Guardian, because that'd be around about the time
Oh,
of like it's a few years old, and it's an exclusive. Do you not like
Last
the game?
Guardian is great. If you haven't if you haven't played it, either wait till next month for it potentially to come out, or go grab a copy.
Hey,
It-
the game's fire. What
the
about
the controls of the game and the ending of the game make the controls worth it.
Yeah.
Oh man, because I know you finished it,
Yes,
Peach.
I have. I don't want to spoil no, but yes, I have.
Oh yeah, no, but a lot of the controls were not the greatest.
No, they weren't.
But didn't the ending make it all worth it?
Yes, it did.
Oh, sensation! What a game!
Sensational, yeah.
What a game!
Yeah.
Reduced me to a puddle of tears, bruv. Had to play that one off camera. I knew I couldn't.
Yeah. So let's close this out, guys. I want to start off by saying I'm losing my words. I want to start off by saying, thanks everybody for listening to the Power Up podcast. We made it through.
Episode 2.
Episode 2, 2 hours.
If you made it here, you're the real MVP. Even BIG didn't make it here. So, like, if you really made it here, make sure you write hashtag RIP BIG to let us know you actually made it here. So shout out you, whoever does it.
Shumo, I'm gonna start with you, man. What games are you looking to play? What games are you looking forward to playing this week? To finish this off.
Games I'm playing. I just finished Hellblade, which is an update from last week because I said I was going to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, great game.
Okay.
Short and sweet. But very atmospheric. In terms of next, I've been juggling this up and down. I'm not sure whether I want to play Battlefront 2 or maybe Prey. I've had in the wings for a bit, but I'm not gonna lie. All this Call of Duty talk got me wanting to try World War 2.
Yeah. Nice. I got World War 2, so if you ever do find yourself wanting a buddy to play with, I will happily be your buddy.
Yeah, sure. I'll send you an invite if I eventually get on it.
Hey, Sleep. What about you, man?
About what?
What games are you currently tackling at the moment?
Oh, well, I'm playing that. Oh, you see, I'm in a weird place right now because I just finished Beyond Two Souls, so I'm in that weird period where I'm just like, right, like that was the ending was mad, but I'm at that point where I'm just what I want, and I'm probably gonna be doing a bit of Siege on the channel. I'm gonna eventually do some Monster Hunter to go do the new.
Wait, you cut out. So again,
you're cutting out.
Sorry. I was facing behind me. Sorry. Yeah, I was saying I'm probably gonna do a bit more Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
On the channel, I'm probably gonna go revisit Monster Hunter briefly. I've got to go to one of my friends' ropes and do the new Elder. Gonna jump back, doing some more card.
Hey, Cody.
And basically, I'm just gonna bide my time until Detroit Become Human comes out.
First.
I might do some Prey. I bet you like Shumo. Wanted to play it, so that might be a bit of a series.
Nice. Hey, Big. What about you, man? What you doing? Nice one, Big man. I agree. No.
How about yourself, Peach?
I'm thinking Onrush. Don't know if you guys seen the game Onrush.
Onrush.
Yeah, it's like it reminds me of like a Burnout / like Blur kind of arcade racer.
Oh, I forgot about Blur.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a beta for that, open beta for that. I don't know when it ends, but I need to try it. I've had busy weekends, so not had a chance to try it. I want to try that out. Preparing myself for Dark Souls. I'll probably do a stream on Dark Souls this week, kind of to be like, yo, Dark Souls Remaster's coming out, whoa! And other than that, fellas, I mean, I might, get back on Halo, because I'm currently doing a Road to Diamond, where I'm trying to get Diamond in every single playlist. We're currently 4 playlists out of the 7, I believe. So we're doing okay. We're doing okay.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
But other than that, yeah, that'll be all live on my channel. So that'll be YouTube.com/PowellGuyGaming. It'll be in the description. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it, guys. Anything else you guys want to say before we wrap it up?
No. Oh,
So go different.
no, I said no.
Oh, okay. So make sure you hit me up on Instagram, sop.eot, Twitter, sop_eot. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I upload almost every day. Today, on Sunday, I didn't, but this will come up later on. Make sure you go. Make sure you unsubscribe from BIG. He can't play God of War. Play it on E.
Wait, has he finished God of War yet?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I think his last video was called.
Should we spoil it now?
No.
No.
Oh, could you imagine?
Damn, dude, that'd be cold.
That would be so funny. Imagine if you woke up right there to find out that everyone just died in the end.
All right.
Yeah, it was all a dream.
Just and then Atreus woke up.
Basically.
Oh, snap. All right, people. Thanks again for listening to the Powered Up podcast. We'll be back again next Sunday, 27th, 28th.
Indeed.
Well,
27.
27. 21. But today's the 21.
21.
Until next time, people.